Kove 450 Rally, auxiliary platform, and optional light brackets, auxiliary light brackets, installation instructions. And here are the optional auxiliary light brackets. The supplied hardware, 2 M6 by 70 millimeter long Allen bolts, plus washers, and 2 of these special nuts with handles welded on them. And then we have 2 M6 by 35 millimeter long Allen bolts, 2 washers, and 2 nylock nuts. And with these 2 sets, you have 2 spacers, kind of self-explanatory because it's corresponding spacers with the long bolts and shorter spacer with the shorter bolts. And then we also have 2 M8 by 35 millimeter long Allen bolts plus 2 washers. And then we have 6 M6 by 16 millimeter long bolts. These are currently hex. We are going through hardware upgrades and changes, and so they may end up being Allen as well in the future. And 6 nylock nuts and 6 washers. Now the tools I'm going to be using during this installation manual, the ratchet and an extension, and then there's also a smaller ratchet, 8 millimeter hex socket, M5 and M6 Allen sockets. And then we have another one that's a 5 millimeter Allen key with the rounded end, and then a 10 millimeter wrench or spanner. I also highly recommend that you use medium strength Loctite. I'll show you where exactly. And additionally, 2 large diameter M6 washers. Now the first thing you will have to do is remove 3 OEM bolts on each side. So the first one here, that's what it looks like. 6 millimeter Allen key, and 2 up here, 1 here, 1 here. Got to remove them. They look like this. So you can use an 8 millimeter hex socket. Okay, so once the bolts are out, we can get started on mounting the auxiliary platforms. I'm going to grab the M6 bolts and washers and nylock nuts. You don't have to do it this way, but it will make your life a little bit easier. So what I will do is I will pre-assemble these. The small tab on the platform goes behind the steel bracket, and the bigger tab, the one that's bent in an L shape, it goes in front of the bracket. So it's kind of offset. And a washer on the back side. Spin on the nylock nut. You'll see it kind of looks like this. Now it's very important to mention that if you do it this way, you have to leave the bracket or the bolts super loose. So you can see that they rattle and move quite a bit. Now if you choose to do it this way, it's going to be helpful because there isn't a lot of room behind the nut once it's on the bike. That's why I prefer to do it this way. You don't have to, it's optional. Just make sure that it's nice and loose, like so. Prep your bolts with medium strength Loctite. Only the ones that do not have the corresponding nylock nuts, like these guys here. So I put on the M6 by 70 and the M8 by 35s. Okay, left side. I'll first push the bolt through. And then I'm going to put the smaller spacer on the back side like this. Put this in place. Just let it hang there. I'm going to keep the bolt head in with 1 finger. On the back side, first washer, and then the nylock nut. And those large washers will go right in here where the light bracket mount is, just so the large washer will stop the M6 nylock nut to sit deep in this groove. There's a bracket. Otherwise, it will be really hard to put a wrench on it. The M6x70, I'm going to push it through. And then the longer spacer. And then this one goes through, and this is a very finicky, tight spot. And that's when you grab this special little nut with the handle. Look through here, and you will see the bolt. And then just spin it and let it grab, and then let it hang like so. Here. A little bit of a tight spot, but you know, with patience, you can get her done easily. Now we have the M8x35 with the washer. Like so. And then I have the extension with the 6mm Allen bit. So I'm going to have to reach in pretty deep. Line up the mounting holes. You can look through the tubing. And then kind of wiggle if you have to, and then you will feel when it starts grabbing. And just hand thread the bolt. Now here is the optional light bracket, light mount bracket. In case you are also installing this, then take this bolt out, back it out like that. Somehow, if you can, keep that spacer in place. And then we're going to slip it through like so. Okay, and then push it back through. Okay, next step, I'm going to begin tightening the bolts and nuts. So first I'm going to go ahead with the one back here and ratchet extension and the 5mm Allen socket. So I'm going to hold the handle on that little nut and then begin to spin this. It might be hard at first because there's no tension on it. So you go like this until you feel that it's grabbing. But I'm going to gradually tighten all the bolts. I don't want to go ahead and fully tighten one bolt. I'm just going to do it gradually. A few turns here, a few turns here, a few turns here and here, and then repeat again. So now, front end. It's kind of hard to reach in with this. That's why I have the Allen key with the rounded head. So that's one option for you. Now you got to make sure that you turn this back right side just in time. Okay, like so. We're going to grab the small ratchet and the 8mm hex socket. As I said, these bolts may get swapped out to M6 Allen bolts, but for now, they are what they are. And one thing, the reason why I pre-assembled the bottom and the top sections, because there isn't a lot of space. Okay, so I've gone through the first round of tightening the bolts. Now it's not rattling anymore, but I can still move it a little bit. And now we can go ahead and do the second round of tightening all the bolts and nuts. The left side's on, it's in place. There is no difference whatsoever between mounting the left side and the right side. They're 100% identical. So there's no point really showing it. You will do exactly the same, just a mirror image of the mounting process. When it comes to torque specs, you gotta pull these very nice and snug up here, both of them, and double check them again after a test ride. The M6 is down here. You can apply 10 Nm torque specs. And the one down here in the frame, same thing. Pull it nice and snug. I put plenty of medium strength Loctite on this bolt down here and these two up as well, or this one up as well, not these and not these. So pull them nice and snug and then go out for a test ride, 100 kilometers, 150 or 80 to 120 miles, and double check them once again. Should you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us via email, info@outbackmotortech.com, or you can call toll free 877-931-3636. Thanks for watching.